Stop killing us. Stop murdering us. A message to the Canadian government of Canada. Now, this whole MAID thing, this whole SOS series we've been talking about here on the channel, is referenced from a video I made 5 years ago. 1 in 10 Canadians to be euthanized by 2025. It was kind of a projection I made back then, kind of, I don't know, really not really any good models to go off of, but just the way the tyranny was building up. The people getting into more economic debt, people taking on more they can afford, people being backed into corners financially, right? And then in 2019, 2020, they went ahead in 2020 and pulled the trigger on the pandemic to calm things down, because the whole world was protesting in 2019. 2019 was the year of the protest, and governments were losing grip. So, referencing a video I made 5 years ago, 1 out of 10 people will be euthanized in Canada by 2025. And we were warning people this across the Commonwealth, connecting the dots across the Commonwealth, that this is coming to New Zealand, this is coming to Australia, this is coming to the United Kingdom, this is coming everywhere. This is coming, it's coming, and it's going to be something that governments are going to be pushing. And we were predicting back in 2020 that 2024 was going to be the year of government-sanctioned murder. Now, I've received quite a few messages from you guys, and they're very heartbreaking. And I kind of want to go over some of them on reference to the SOS Canada series that we did. The whole SOS out of Canada. Governments are purposely murdering us. Now, I have a message here from M. I'm just not going to use the full name. That was in Sault Ste. Marie Hospital, where M was visited 50 times plus to force her mother to end her life, and all she had was gout, and her mom is 69. So this whole MAID movement, this whole MAID employees that are going around in MAID service vans and MAID branches in hospitals now that are devoted to assisted suicide, right? So ST from Oakville, Ontario, 56, was harassed by MAID nurses every 3 hours while in the hospital. KJ in Brampton, Ontario, 49, was receiving calls at home after a brief hospital visit. He was receiving calls from a brief hospital visit at home, harassing him. Hey, did you give that maid a thought? Hey, did you think maybe assisted suicide might be for you? Hey, it looks like you only got $9 in your bank account. Maybe it's a good idea. How did we get here? Right? Watch the first SOS video. Watch over the 10 years of videos we've been talking about the money laundering and the disenfranchising of Canadian middle class, and Canadians having to keep up with money launderers by bringing rates down to dangerous levels to take on more debt. And then, hey, guess what? We're going to help you kill yourself now. LT in Medicine Hat, Alberta. Mike, you were bang on your predictions all these years, and what is scaring me is after I saw your SOS video, not even an hour later, my friend of 41 years calls me and told me she was asked several times if she wanted to end her life. This is crazy. I shared your videos to others. So after brief hospital visits, they get your information, and then they start mailing you stuff and start telling you that maybe it's a good idea to end your life. From TCT1 says, they pressured my dad in Toronto, Ontario, and he is no longer with us. And only of our few family members knew that he passed away with assisted suicide. So they come in, they try to get you secretively to talk to you, right? I got an email from someone else that my mother was pulled aside while I was in my hospital bed, the nurses were telling her so my mother could be talked into ending my life. the girl that was in the hospital was basically being told that it's the best thing for her is to end her life. And her mother said, absolutely not, I'm taking her home. And this is dangerous. I'm this is getting out of hand, and the secretive way they're doing it is very manipulative, and not telling all the like, don't tell your family we told you this kind of attitude, that ending your life may be the best thing and your family doesn't see that or know that yet. The amount of messages I'm getting from across the country from people waking up, or not waking up, but getting forced. Okay, I was given a message from someone that went to go do something on their Canadian passport. There was something they had to do on the passport, so they went in and got it fixed because they needed it to get updated for something. And the lady asked him, would you ever consider MAID, or basically ending your life through assisted suicide? The guy's like, I'm 32 years old. What? So this is happening. Government-sanctioned murder is going to go full force in 2024. The pendulum has swung back. The narrative is falling apart. We are now in the aftermath. Okay? And I think it's going to get a lot worse before it gets any better. And I think governments know that. And with all these people unexpectedly dying with no cause of death reported, it's out of control. Stop killing us. Governments are blatantly murdering us. And go on to the last made SOS from Canada and read the comments on there. There's a couple of several hundred, close to 500 comments on there now, where people are stating that basically they are being kind of bullied into ending their lives. Now, hospital wings.